same space, we want to introduce a different perspective. We are all used to dealing with text data. We're all used to talking to agents, using text interfaces, and we do pay lip service to multimodal agents, but I don't know how many of us are actively using it. You know, we have the privilege of having Dr. Kurian with us, who comes with huge experience in voice-based interfaces. So if I can ask you, Dr. Kurian, if you apply the same agentic AI kind of possibility to voice-based interfaces, how would the future look like? What kind of picture can you paint for us?
Yeah, so I think I would like to bring two simple scenarios what could be or what can be the scenario maybe next year in our own offices. So for example, I think even today we call the secretary or something and tell, okay, book my ticket to say London. And maybe in 6 months it could be a agentic AI doing this job. So then, see, here the importance is now it is not that it's very convenient. I mean, normally I just take the phone and call my secretary and tell. So the environment also, the corporate environment also has to transform to this voice-based things, and also even the feedback. So now she says, okay, maybe okay, the agentic AI, or in a practical, normally what happens? Maybe she will go to some website, call the travel agent, get some details, and after some time she might get back to me and say that, okay, see, these dates are available. Here there is a layover of 3 hours, 4 hours. So all these things the agentic AI can do. It can also interface with some website. It can even call the travel agent. So these voice interfaces are required for the agentic AI so that it can execute all those things, so that also it can replicate what is happening in today's office scenario. Also, so for example, another scenario would be that we say that, okay, plan a meeting with 10 people tomorrow in the conference room. So then again, the agentic AI has to see if the conference room is available, if it is free, get the slots, book the slots, see if the projector is working, if the coffee can be provided. And for certain things, it has to again get back to me. So you have to imagine that it works exactly like a secretary. It has to get back to us, certain decisions it can make on its own. So all these things, and plus the interfaces, and many such scenarios I can imagine that in the near future we'll have in the office.
Thanks, Dr. Kurian. I think the good thing about what we have on the panel is whatever Dr. Kurian is saying, these are not things that we're just saying as examples. These are the things that he's actually working on. So that lends a lot of credibility to what the panel talks to you. So we painted a good picture of what happens, what kind of transformation happens in the industry or at the workplace or at any place once you start using agents which can be autonomous and can start working towards their own goals. And over the last 3 years, we know how that plays out. Now let's see about individual readiness. Till last year, a lot of you would have taken this approach that AI is just a tool and I'm going to use AI, it's going to augment me as a human being, I'll become smarter, I'll become more efficient. Now the new spin that you see with Agentic AI is that AI is not augmenting you as a human. As a human, you're going to augment AI. So maybe Dr. Kurian, what sort of mental readiness does that need us to have, or anything that you want to talk on that area?
I think any technological advancement over the centuries always had this fear. One is that all the jobs will be taken up, or that now this thing is going to rule the place. I mean, starting from maybe times where there were bullock carts and then cars were invented. oh, then most probably everybody would have told what all these bullock carts and all these people will do. Everybody will be jobless, and because it takes 10 hours to go from one city to the other. Now it is taking half an hour. So any technological advancement has, but then we have seen that always there were new jobs which has come up, and and so far the humans have also ruled the place. I mean, it's not that anything has. I think going ahead also, surely I think the human will find ways and means that we will control the situation. It is good that this alarming message is there. Oh, now our life is going to be doomed, or we won't be able to do anything more, and the machines will take over. Because so then we also formulate, regulate, monitor the technology and the advancement so that it will come under control. And just one more point to that regulatory thing which we mentioned earlier, because I think being in India, I think it is a small point I just wanted to make. See, the faster the country makes regulations, the technological advancement, the progress can also be much faster. And I think in a regulatory perspective, okay, the US always had this, it's a little different on the regulatory, but Europe, China, all these people are much advanced in the regulatory frameworks regarding AI. Maybe we are telling that next year India will be having one based on the European so I think we are a little behind. Just being in India, I just thought I should make that point and awareness.
Okay, let's make that interesting. Now, among the other panelists, do you want to complement or contradict Dr. Kurian by added if you
I mean, I actually agree with him that regulation has to evolve, because that actually gives a platform for the companies to create new models and all that. Right? Now, how it's been in India, of course, we have been lagging a bit, but we look forward to catching it up.
Just for you to know, before the talk, we all had an animated discussion of regulation and it wasn't stopping. So we decided not to spill over to the talk, because that might almost mean a separate talk.
What do you think of the cost while we are building? You talked about voice, right? Yeah. So, what do you think of cost while building this agent? Because there would be a lot of applications built on top of agents. So, how do we justify the cost of building those agents? So, where I am coming from is, let's say I want to build a voice agent, which will, let's say, cost me $1 per minute. How do we bring that cost down to, let's say, $0.5 a minute? Because at the end of the day, people who are buying this agentic solutions, they want to see the ROI. So, yeah.
See, I don't know from where you take this $1 figure, but there are, see, it is not that now for the purpose of it we create a voice interface, or see, there are, for example, multiple things available in our own environment, like I don't know, telephones. See, normally everybody's desk has a telephone, or if you don't have the BMX is a common thing which is available in most of the organizations, and maybe some people might not use a desktop phone, but then they have the facility to have a soft phone or something like that and communicate. So it's a remodeling of the for example, the BMX to interface to the agents. That would be a very cheap solution. So it won't be this $1 per minute, or I would say it is a negligent. We'll talk about paisas. So there should, or even that Alexa speakers, Google Nest, those type of devices. It is only that one has to be creative enough to take those existing devices and then make this layer which becomes an interface to the agentic. And anyway, the chat interface, or see, once you develop the thing, you have a chat interface or some textual interface you have. Then it is only to take the voice, convert it into text and feed it.
So I'll add a little bit more to that, to your question, right? So first, let's say that when you say cost, from where are you paying that money, right? Today, when you go to Chat GPT and all those things, the cost is per token creation. If you send some data and get some data, that's where the cost is coming. Why they are charging you this cost? You know that? They are charging because behind the infra is very expensive. We are paying to Ginseng somewhere, right? So I think what is more important is that the behind infra, one is that aspect, should become cheaper and more available to people. Either the cloud cost should come down. This means there is more competition in the market. So that is the base from where the cost is coming. Because cost is that infra is very, very expensive today. So I think slowly you will see that lots of chip makers are coming. So it's not only NVIDIA, AMD is coming into picture. So things will slowly come down from infra perspective. The first cost is that. The second cost, what you have to think is that once you implement things through this, right, through any kind of an automation, at this point of time, it's kind of an automation agents, right? You're saving lots of time, right? You're saving lots of human energy. So you are paying some human to do that task. You are saving on that operating cost of a human being and paying that salary, which is kind of scary in this stage, but so that's how you are saving that money and figuring out that what is actually your return on investment. That's how companies are counting and calculating this, that what is the return on investment, how I'm freeing some people to do some cognitive better work, and how I'm utilizing the infra where at this point of time companies are paying most. So most of the expense at this point of time is infra.
Just to add some numbers, see in the earlier one when I didn't take the cost for the LLM running, but even if you take LLM running cost, see we are talking about maybe if it is a local, we are talking about maybe 6-7 lakhs machine plus if you interface the PRBX with the PRBX is anywhere there. So all these, this 6-7 lakh machine with the PRBX, it can easily run for 6, 7, 8 years. So we are talking about 1 lakh per year, which is 10,000 rupees or something. And as she has mentioned, the saving will be much more than this 10,000 rupees. So I think the cost, the ROI is there.
So probably we are up for a good time.
It's a lot of food
At
for
least they are
thought.
not losing your job.
True. That's a lot of food for thought. I know that's not enough. You need real food. So we'll close it here. Really want to thank all the panel members for making it interesting and enriching. Thanks for being a great audience.